Good evening, and thank you for joining us here tonight on Halton News. It's Monday, November 16th, and I'm Jessica Kading. And as of 12:01 this morning, our region moved into the red zone when it comes to COVID-19 regulations, which is the most stringent level before a lockdown is imposed. We'll take a closer look at what the rules have been changed to and modified still ahead. But first, let's look at where our numbers currently are in the region. When looking at our total number of active cases, we do see an increase in every city except Burlington since our last update on Friday. We currently have 549 active cases in the region, and unfortunately 2 more deaths associated with the virus were reported over the weekend. Burlington is currently reporting 88 active cases, which is 5 less than Friday, but in Oakville, 10 new active cases were added, bringing their number to 250. Milton confirmed 55 new COVID-19 cases over the weekend, bringing their total to 126, and Halton Hills has a smaller increase with 4 new cases. With that being said, Melissa Candelaria was able to speak with Premier Doug Ford today and ask about why we're in the red zone.
A while ago, Halton was under the microscope and potential under the old threshold and going to a modified stage 2. You had received several letters from local politicians advising against that sort of thing because compared to Toronto and Peel, our numbers weren't as high or dangerous. Having said that, with the new threshold, we have been grouped in with those higher communities such as Peel and Toronto, and I just wanted to get a more clear answer as to why, when our numbers aren't suggesting that we are, lack of a better term, as bad or as dangerous as those regions are.
Yeah, so I think a lot of people I've talked to, and even out in Halton, and I'm not going to speak for everyone. I had one of the mayors text me and say, hey, I support the threshold going down. So I think, honestly, it was a real wake-up call when we saw the numbers potentially, and I say potentially, hitting 6,500 cases a day. It was a real wake-up call for everyone. Health is the priority over anything. Without the health of the people, we won't have an economy. So our 100% focus is going to be making sure we lower and flatten this curve that we've seen take off. Not just here, we see it around Canada, we see it around the world, and we see it in the US. And so far, you know, even though the numbers are climbing, we still have an opportunity to get our hands around this with the help of the people. Without the help of the people, then it's not going to happen if we continue going out and celebrating.
Meanwhile, people are preparing for the Christmas season ahead, and with the holidays in mind, we asked the Premier what people should and should not expect by the time December 25th rolls around.
Well, we're still, what is it, about 6 weeks away still? I'm saying be cautious. I mean, be super cautious, and just make sure that we follow the protocols and not out there celebrating and you know, having a large amount of people over to your house. We just can't have that now. But again, I'm going to pass it to the health expert. I'm passing over to the Minister of Health. Thank you.
Well, people do need to be very careful, and I have had several conversations with Dr. Williams about recommendations for the upcoming holiday season. I know that people want to get together with friends and family and celebrate. All of that's important, but we may need to look at it a little differently this year. But we will be coming forward with those suggestions in the next short while so that everybody will know where they stand, because I know that people are trying to make their plans for the holidays as they're coming forward, and we are working on that right now at the ministry, so we hope to have some information for you very shortly.
This is Bullying and Anti-Bullying Awareness Week, so Nikki Wesley filed this report for you today.
When we take a look at bullying, there's so many different kinds of bullying. It appears in many different ways, and it's something that happens honestly to almost everybody in some form. So we've either bullied somebody, we've experienced bullying, or we've been a bystander. Whoever we kind of talk to, they will have their own story from one of those different avenues of how they've been impacted by bullying.
In the past, lessons have focused on the negative impact bullying has on people who are targeted. Now, we're shifting the focus to the positive.
And now what we're really trying to do is we're trying to focus on how to behave and how to treat other people. So when we look at the playground and we look at the kids playing with each other, they've become much more self-aware around their actions and how they impact others. And then they look at the empathy and the kindness piece. So yes, they have the knowledge around what bullying is, but they also have the knowledge around how we should behave and treat other people.
Like everything else, COVID has had a major effect on day-to-day life at school.
What we're noticing is that now students on the playground are in their cohort, okay? So they're only interacting with the same students all day long, in the classroom and out. Sometimes in the past, before the pandemic, they didn't have to stay in their cohort, so they would just kind of run in all different directions and scatter and interact with other kids outside of the classrooms. Now they're stuck kind of all day, every day with the same kids. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but we just have to be more aware of those dynamics around how we treat other people, because we're with each other all day, every day, right? So I'm not necessarily seeing a huge impact of kids lashing out at each other. If anything, we can spin it and say we're building a nice, tight community. The only thing that we are seeing is sometimes those students may find it hard to connect with all of their peers in their classroom, and maybe some longtime friends are in other classrooms. And so there could be a sense of loneliness there. And so we try to support that as well.
With everyone in the community being under more stress than normal, Pipe wants to remind people that not all disagreements are bullying.
There is a difference between bullying and conflict, right? So not everything is a bullying matter. And the way that we make it really simple and streamlined is bullying is something that happens day after day after day. And it's a imbalance of power. You have somebody who is, day after day being unkind and saying mean words to somebody else who doesn't feel like they can stand up for themselves. Conflict is actually quite normal and healthy to have, right? We can resolve a lot of things and we can grow from it. And so a lot of our learning lately and a lot of our teaching is, ensuring that our students know the difference between what is bullying and what is just a healthy conflict. So we equip them with skills for both now.
You can catch more of Kate Pipe on the new Catch Kindness with Miss Kate and Nelson the Giant segments airing right here on your TV. Reporting for Halton News, I'm Nikki Wesley.
The town of Halton Hills has been experiencing town-wide power outages. To report downed trees, branches, or damaged public property, please contact Public Works at 905-873-2600, extension 2603. To report downed power lines and outages, contact Halton Hills Hydro at haltonhillshydro.com. Additionally, the president and CEO of Halton Hills Hydro, Arthur Skidmore, has released a statement acknowledging these outages and confirming that Halton Hills has experienced significant damage due to yesterday's devastating windstorm. Crews worked through the night and they are working to restore power as quickly and safely as possible. Limehouse and Glen Williams were impacted particularly hard. If you see wires downed, you're asked to stay 10 meters back, which is about the length of a school bus. Updates are being posted on Halton Hills Hydro's website, Facebook, and Twitter accounts. Milton Council is on tonight, and Sustainable Milton will be making a delegation regarding climate change. Despite being in the middle of the pandemic, Sustainable Milton is looking to make sure Council remains focused on their climate change goals. We spoke with Wendy Roberts earlier today to get a sense of what tonight's presentation will be all about.
The 2021 Climate Change Work Plan is being presented to Council, and one of the major asks from that plan is that Council sign off, endorse the resolution to join the Partners of Climate Protection Program, which is a critical step for the town to take, because it then commits them to a number of milestones. And I won't go into those there. They're part of the agenda and part of the report. But basically, Sustainable Milton came about because we feel that the town needs to do more to address climate change. And I think a big part of our delegation, and it's Kim Bradshaw who will be doing it, really wants to congratulate the town for all that they have done in the last year since declaring a climate emergency. And they really have made an effort, and they've certainly engaged Sustainable Milton. They have biweekly meetings with the town, but we also feel that they need to stretch, that they need to do more, and being part of the Partners for Climate program will basically provide them with that impetus, because they're going to have to not just make commitments, but they're going to have to follow through on those commitments. The other thing that I think is really, really important is we don't want COVID to interrupt, to set the town of Milton back in its climate initiatives, and they don't need to be set back. Municipal leaders from across the country are in agreement. There are two crises that face municipalities right now, climate being one, COVID being the other. And for many, and I can say this because I attended a recent conference of municipal leaders, for many, COVID has actually provided opportunities for municipalities to forge ahead with their climate plans. And we want to encourage the town of Milton to do that as well. Also, Kim is, and I won't give too much away here, but Kim is going to talk about some of the opportunities that are available to the town of Milton, and also putting Sustainable Milton out there. We want to work with the town, we want to support the town and help the town to achieve improvements in climate change and what they're doing to address it.
Council will be streamed live tonight at 7 o'clock. To watch it, please visit milton.ca for those details. Santa will still be coming to town this year, but in different ways. For example, he will be visiting with the mayor of Oakville on November 21st for a fireside chat. Parents can help their kids send in videos of themselves asking questions to Santa to events at oakville.ca. Selected videos will be played for Santa. For more information and for all of those details, please visit oakvillesantaclausparade.ca. We'd like to thank you for being with us here on Halton News. We do need to take a short break, but on the other side, a film crew shooting a movie in Milton. More on that ahead. Don't go away. Welcome back to Halton News right here on your TV. Downtown Milton is certainly buzzing with activity. Melissa Candelaria is standing by to tell us more about what's going on down there. Melissa?
Well, it certainly has been an interesting day in the town of Milton. I'm actually standing on the corner of Martin and Main, and as you can see behind me, Main is actually closed all the way up till I think about James for a movie shoot. Now, I'm sure you've seen some posts and some leaked pictures on who might be here shooting, and I can tell you that it is certainly Kevin Hart and Woody Harrelson amongst the celebrities here at this scene, at this movie shoot. And it's certainly an exciting time for residents. We see some of them lining up, trying to catch a glimpse of the set, how it all works, and of course to see if they can get a glimpse of the celebrities. I do have to tell you that the road is going to be closed for a couple days or so as they continue to shoot some scenes of this movie. So there are detoured signs around that you're going to have to follow. Now, you're probably asking, what movie are they shooting? So I can't confirm with you, and nobody has officially said it yet, but just a quick IMDb search, I could see The Man from Toronto is currently in production, and it indeed stars Woody Harrelson and Kevin Hart. Also among the celebrities are Kaylee Cuoco as well. And just a quick synopsis of this movie: the world's deadliest assassin and New York's biggest screw-up are mistaken for each other at an Airbnb rental. Well, there you have it. Again, not officially confirmed, but maybe we're going to see a movie about a man from Toronto, and it's some of it shot here in Milton. Okay, I'm going to throw it back to you.
Thanks for that, Melissa. Exciting stuff for sure. Taking a look at our weather forecast now. How about that wind yesterday? My goodness. Halton Hills suffered severe power outages. There were street signs blown, tree branches down. Construction pylons were all over the highway. Hopefully you remained safe. It was dangerous driving conditions for sure, with some whiteouts happening. We are looking at a 70% chance of flurries tomorrow. A mix of sun and cloud. Along with that, we are seeing cooler temperatures, only 1 degree above zero on Wednesday. That comes with a mix of sun and clouds, and then that's it for our sunshine this week. Those clouds will roll in Wednesday around midnight and stay with us for the duration of our 5-day outlook, but you do see it warming back up reaching double digits again by Friday. We'll have 10 degrees, but on Saturday, we're looking at a 40% chance of rain showers. Taking a look, there is a Conversations event happening this Wednesday. You can tune in to learn more about the future of the automotive and mobility sector by tuning into Conversations right here on your TV. At 9 o'clock, Tim Cadigan has a conversation with Raid Kadri, head of the Autonomous Vehicle Innovation Network. Learn how they are bridging Ontario's automotive and technology industry strengths clusters to help the drive-through of the future, its automotive and technology and motivational mobility sector. This episode is part of the Oakville Chamber's Conversation series. The Burlington Chamber of Commerce invites you to their third Eye on the Economy event featuring subject matter experts from SB Partners and SB Advisory, providing practical information on how to identify risks and develop mitigation strategies to succeed in a post-pandemic world. This virtual event is coming up on November 19th at 8:30 a.m. You can go to their website to pre-register, and I do have a few other tips here. Starting today, businesses required to close or significantly restrict services in areas categorized as control or lockdown will be able to apply for the temporary property tax and energy cost rebates. Eligible businesses can apply directly through a single online application portal through the Government of Ontario. Businesses should expect to receive their rebate payments within a few weeks of finalizing and submitting their completed application. Eligible businesses include restaurants, bars, gyms, and cinemas. The Ontario Chamber Network is also seeking your insight on what matters to businesses most amidst the pandemic throughout fall 2020. This is for the Ontario Economic Report. The interactive results from the first round are already live. You can view them at oakvillechamber.ca, and you can also take the third survey in the series. This survey will take a deeper dive into business confidence as well as other pressing issues. Tell the Chamber how confident you are or are not in Ontario's economy and recovery, and what your organization's outlook for 2021 is. The survey should only take you 3 minutes, and it will provide a lot of valuable insight. Taking a look now at Halton's top companies and how they performed on the markets today. Who would have predicted a year ago how crucial curbside pickup would become in our daily lives? We'll have more from the Burlington Food Bank and how this service is helping our community every day. We'll be right back. The Burlington Food Bank wants to make sure that you know that you can have your food picked up curbside, and there are all kinds of safe ways for you to be supported during the pandemic. The Executive Director, Robin Bailey, has more.
We recognize now that here in Halton we've gone into the red zone, and not a great spot to be. We ask people to make sure that you're sort of following the guidelines that have been put forward to us by health officials. It's really important that we maintain social distancing, that we wear our masks, stay home whenever possible, make sure you're washing your hands, all of those things that they're asking us to do. The sooner we can get out of the red zone, the better, just in serving the community. The big thing for people to know, though, is that we here at the Food Bank are continuing on. We're able to keep our place really clean, sanitized, making sure that all of our volunteers are checking in each day, answering the appropriate questions to let us know that they haven't come in contact with anyone that they know of with COVID or anything like that. We're trying to make sure that we keep all of the food safe that's going out to our various clients. Again, if you're in need of assistance, know that we're here for you. Know that all you have to do is just send us a quick email, info@burlingtonfoodbank.ca, or give us a call, 905-637-2273, and we can get food out to you. And finally, we're just reminded that it's a little bit slow on Mondays here. We really appreciate if you give us a call on Friday or send us an email early on Friday so we can arrange to have food delivered to you on Monday. Thanks again, and again, thank you so much for your continued support of the Burlington Food Bank.
If you are in need or you know someone in Burlington who could use the help of the Burlington Food Bank, you can email info@burlingtonfoodbank.ca or call them at 905-637-2273 to make arrangements to have food dropped off at their door or make arrangements to pick it up through their curbside pickup option. There are other food banks in our communities that need your support as well, including 3 in Oakville, the Fair Share Food Bank, Kerr Street Mission, and the Salvation Army. You can email the Oakville Food Bank at oakvillefoodbank@gmail.com. KerrStreet.com has information on Kerr Street Mission, and SalvationArmy.com is your go-to site for the Salvation Army. It's YMCA Peace Week, and this year the YMCA of Oakville is hosting their Community Breakfast for Peace virtually. The theme is Resilience of the Human Spirit. You're invited to pre-register at ymcaofoakville.org to join the Zoom meeting that will happen at 7:30 a.m. this Thursday. There will be a keynote speech by Lena Sharma Seth, and peace medals will be given to local individuals or groups who are working to strengthen our communities by promoting peaceful solutions to things like violence, conflict, discrimination, and justice. Once again, to register, please visit ymcaofoakville.org ahead of time. Oakville youth are invited to participate in the Peace Week Youth Forum. This youth-led initiative will feature a panel discussion and breakout rooms where youth can discuss topics that support them and talk about resilience of the human spirit. As related topics, the youth will explore mental health, truth and reconciliation, systemic racism, and the COVID-19 pandemic, as well as examples of where resilience of the human spirit is often found, often necessary, and often an intrinsic part of community building efforts in those areas. For more information, please visit ymcaoakville.org or connect with them on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for tuning in to us here on Halton News, right here on your TV. We will be back again tomorrow night live at 5. Until then, I do invite you to connect with us on social media. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at YourTV Halton. You can also connect with us via email at haltonnews@cogeco.com. Please do feel free to send us any comments, questions, or story ideas. And if you'd like to see more content, please visit us online at yourtv.tv. We do have a new episode of Taking a Stand Matters going live tonight at 7:30. Tune in as host Richard Pinnock hosts MP Pam Damoff of Oakville, North Burlington. It's a really interesting episode. Tune in for more of that coming up ahead. For Halton News, I'm Jessica Kading, and I'll see you tomorrow night.